As an American, I eat apple pie, play baseball under its blue skies. As an American, I travel this land and follow her roads wherever I can. From sea to shining sea, I've seen a lot, and none of it will be forgot. And when my country called, I gave my all as an American. I was born into freedom in a wonderful land of mountains and plains, rivers and lakes. Forever American is what I am. A past as rich as any can be. My father's worked hard to give this to me. I love this place I come from. To live another way I cannot foresee. As an American, I eat apple pie, play baseball under its blue skies. As an American, I travel this land and follow her roads wherever I can. From sea to shining sea, I've seen a lot, and none of it will be forgot. And when my country called, I gave my all as an American. As an American, I've been to the peaks of majestic mountains where the air is sweet. I've watched the eagle as it soars in beautiful skies that just can't be ignored. And by this country I'll always stand, for freedom and liberty for every man. When times are hard and things get rough, America always stands ready and rough. As an American, I
Hi, welcome to Real News Live. How are you guys doing tonight? Hi, Teresa, Susan, Debbie, Tia, Debbie Martin, Nana, Linda, Lynn, Richard. How you guys all doing tonight? Hit that share button. Please get us out there as far as possible. We've got a lot to talk about tonight, a lot going on. Yes, I know there's news coming out of Belarus and calls for U.S. citizens to leave immediately, like as soon as possible. We're going to talk about that and, of course, what's going on. And, of course, I told you guys Saturday night that Lukashenko said he would use nuclear missiles if any provocation force went into Belarus. I guess Poland has been training on the border with U.S. soldiers and other NATO soldiers. Let's call them NATO because they're technically working for NATO right now. But Poland has been training right on the border with Belarus, and I guess maybe something went over the border. I don't know. It's not exactly factual out there. But Poland, of course, Poland warning everything will end badly as tensions soar over troops on the Belarus border. I mean, this is crazy. As Russia fears the rise that Poland will try to seize Kaliningrad, which isn't a surprise. I mean, obviously NATO wants to try to push this, but Russian politics, of course, warning everything will end badly for Poland. And of course, now that the U.S. is calling for U.S. citizens to immediately leave Belarus, it's just more questions than answers at this point. There's truly more questions than answers. So we're going to keep watching this, of course, as it unfolds tonight. But what's happening with Poland right now, and Poland getting aggressive on the Yeah, well, they're getting aggressive. All hell's about to break loose. You were right about that. Xi Jinping, of course, today urged BRICS nations for an all-out economic war against the G7. People, war is already happening. I hate to say it, war is already happening. Lockdowns by December. We'll talk about that too. But war is already happening. Xi Jinping today. China urged all BRICS nations for all-out economic war against the G7. All-out economic war. DEFCON level is not being updated to the public right now. It hasn't been being updated to the public for like 2 weeks. It's getting worse. It is getting worse, but the massive problems and the massive returns possible for the market. This time, access to Belarus, to goods from Belarus to anywhere else, Africa, anything you're getting. BRICS nations are converging on South Africa in 3 days for a meeting. Of course, the meeting will begin on Thursday. We will be covering what happens, of course, when this does go down. But I think we're going to have something bigger happen before this. But China has started a war of words with the G7 nations, of course, saying if we expand BRICS and account for similar portions of the world's GDP as the G7, and then lock them out of trade with us, which will be a huge problem because we rely on China and so does everybody else heavily. Heavily. Wake up, people. This is crazy. Stock up on everything at this point. If China is going to go through with this after Thursday, we'll have huge ramifications. South Africa and reportedly the 23 other nations that are interested in joining the coalition will all stating that they will do this. More than 60 heads of state of government amidst the efforts to enlarge BRICS are going to converge on South Africa. Brazil, Russia, China, India, and South Africa make up BRICS right now. We're talking a huge group of BRICS. New BRICS members could be seen Thursday. Huge. Huge, huge, huge. And this is important to realize. If China gets their way and BRICS decides to do all-out economic war against the G7 nations, that means no trade, nothing we get from China will be gone. That means look at 98% of the stuff we buy. From the plastic containers that hold your food, from the microphone I'm talking on, the freaking silverware I used to eat with. I mean, you're talking everything, your cell phones. Most of them, yeah, it's made in Taiwan. The case isn't made in Taiwan. The glass isn't made in Taiwan. The aluminum shell for it is not made in Taiwan. China calling for urging all BRICS nations for all economic war against the U.S. and all G7 nations is huge, huge news. Especially with Poland, of course, increasing tensions. This unfolding is not good. What we're seeing happen right now is not good for anybody. U.S., of course, making these calls for U.S. citizens to get out of Belarus, to get away. And then we're talking about what's happening with the new variant of COVID. That's just crazy. Hearing, airport employees along with other government employees talking about mask mandates starting next month, sometime in September. By October, mask mandates will be everywhere. Lockdowns will be around by December. That's what's forecasted for America right now. It's the B2, I can't even remember the numbers to it now. But it's a variant of COVID that is very morphed. Mask mandates by September, lockdowns by December is what I'm hearing, Teresa. And I'm hearing it from upper officials right now that are telling me this. So it is crazy, everything that's unfolding. So we have war, we have our government trying to lock us down again. And this lockdown won't be from our government. See, we signed this thing with the World Health Organization stating that when they decide to lock down is when we will. We did it with the European nations as well. It is crazy. And if we're seriously cut off from supplies after Thursday, it's going to hurt us more than anything. It's a strain of COVID. It's a brand new strain of COVID that they're talking about. But economists are warning, hunker down, save your pennies. Economists all around the country warning this today. When looking at the gas pump and meter prices of canned soup, grocery store shelves, many Americans still feel the cost of living crunch that is burning a hole in their wallets. U.S. consumers will soon have to hunker down in preparation for an even more painful economy. Ugh. Indeed, saving your pennies, because unfortunately the economy outlook is getting worse before it's going to get better. Especially being if China really does pull this off and BRICS nations cut us off. This will be the forecast for the economy. These economists are not forecasting what problems it'll bring with China cutting us off. This is where we're at right now. So be conservative and careful with your credit cards. It's time to hunker down. It's time to maintain your savings rather than getting further into debt. One word describes the state of the economy: overheating. Declining manufacturing activity, customers pulling back, egregiously high everyday prices, a way too tight labor market, and way too much government spending. It is saddening. Truly saddening. Watching this unfold, it's just crazy. The other news coming from Trump, of course, and what's happening in the case in Georgia. And not only that, the secret grand jury that Jack Smith used against Trump. Trump's lawyers say, the parallel investigation of Trump may come back and bite him because, of course, what's happening with Hunter Biden and everything else. Trump lawyers are trying to flip the script, citing that the potential grand jury abuses over the way the Department of Justice special counsel, Jack Smith, keeps running what appears to be parallel investigations into Washington. Running multiple investigations trying to indict him on as many charges as he can, because that is the only way they can get a charge to stick is keep throwing charges at him and hope something sticks at this point. Mishandling classified documents wasn't even that's the name of the case, but the case isn't even about that. The case is supposedly about hiding the way he mishandled documents because he was allowed to have them anyways. No updates on Arizona right now. It is not looking good out there, though. I don't know if you guys seen the massive amount of flooding. It is sad to see what's happening. But this whole case of trying to indict Trump on every forefront is ridiculous. I mean, now we find out the prosecutor in Georgia only rushed the grand jury because she was told to by the White House. That's direct interference. That is not what they question Trump of doing. This is direct interference. How do they get away with it? Because they're using special counsels to cover it up. I mean, what is Jack Smith truly up to? Who is he truly working for? Is he working on behalf of the American people, or is he working on behalf of Biden? Biden is truly an idiot. Truly an idiot. But the questions being raised by Trump's defense lawyers about what's happening, and the questions being raised by American citizens all around, it is truly a joke. Yeah, the 300 that run the world, the garbage, the criminals. Even Meadows now is saying, Mark Meadows is one of the people who are charged, and of course, the grand jury indicted him in Fulton County, Georgia. But the problem is, Meadows is immune from prosecution because allegations are connected to his role as a federal official. So these supposable allegations that a state is pulling against him are actions he had, Mark Meadows, as a federal official questioning the election. The Kraken's already been released. We're at war, and we don't even know it yet. I hate to tell people this. We're at war. If you don't think we're at war, you need to open your eyes. We're being attacked by other countries. Our own government is attacking the right, or attacking anybody that's against them. Biden will say President martial law. Yeah, that's why he's trying to get us into war, so we can try to roll us into that. It's crazy. And the fires that happen in the fires over there in Hawaii, over 800 people missing. 85% of the disaster site have been searched. Still 800 people missing in Ohio. It's crazy. Wildfires that, of course, started out of nowhere and burned massive amounts of property. Oh, Fetterman's a joke. It's not just spiritual warfare at this point. It's truly all-out warfare. Biden is trying to drag us into war, and it's not just Biden. It's the right, the left, it's everybody in power. The corruption in this country is getting too deep. Way too deep. But when we're watching this and following through with everything that's happening, it's really hard at this point. It's people living their lives and trying to live for the future, but watching, I have kids. My daughter turned 11 today. 11 years old. She's going to have to grow up in a society that is so screwed up, a country that is so backwards. By the time she turns 18, we're probably going to have a national debt of over $70 trillion. And that's not a joke. At that point, the country will be bankrupt. There is officially no limit or nothing we can do after that. It is sad. It is sad to see this unfolding. And if these BRICS countries do what they say they're going to do, Thursday will be a day of reckoning. Yeah, this isn't much longer. Shit's getting deeper and deeper, and it's going to keep getting deeper. People need to wake up and question everything. I teach my kids how to do things for themselves. Today we were on the phone because she's with her grandmother up in Tennessee, or not Tennessee, Georgia right now. And I was teaching her how to crochet. Yeah, it seems like a pointless skill, but guess what? She's 11 years old and she knows how to crochet now. So now she can make blankets, socks, everything. But that's all she needed to know is how to do it. And we take it like we have to teach our kids these grand schemes. They have to know how to do everything. No, they have to know how to do certain things really well. Because in the future we're facing, it's going to be a bartering system at this point. Look at the world around us. They said the Third World War would be fought with nuclear weapons. The fourth one will be fought with sticks and stones. Will your children be able to handle themselves? Will they be able to work forward from this? It's important that people realize what's happening. Very important. And we got Canada's wildfires burning as well. And it's, of course, the stepping up defense territories around the capital, trying to contain the wildfires in Canada. It's just another shit show. It's truly a shit show. It's sad. It's sad the world we live in. It's sad the position we're put in every day. Our government is no longer for the people, by the people. It is for the elite, by the elite. I can't stand somebody getting in office that would actually try to do something to help us. Is everything happening? I mean, you gotta remember, it is getting worse, not getting better. But God bless you guys. God bless America. Stay safe. Stay true. And I will see you guys, of course, as soon as Wednesday rolls around, and hopefully nothing else happens by then. But as we're looking at what's happening, the fast orders for immediate evacuations out of Belarus, the fortitude of what's happening on the border there with Poland, Belarus, Lukashenko saying he's going to use nukes at any turn. Don't be surprised. I come on out of nowhere. God bless you guys. God bless America. Have a wonderful night.